What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and of course this is your second video of 3 on deadline day. This is sort of a 7:30 sort of roundup about what's going on and just a little bit of a discussion. Obviously me and John spoke about a few things earlier, so make sure you go and check out that video. And now, of course, if you are a new subscriber, which lots of you have been over the last 24 hours, please hit the like button, share the video with your friends, and let's see how fast we can get to 11,000 subs. Let's get into it. Where do we start? Fucking hell. Maitland-Niles appears to be off. It looks like he's going to stay at Arsenal. He had talks with Arteta today, and apparently everything's fine. So, yeah, he loves Arsenal again, and Mikel Arteta is the manager to take them forward, and all of that exciting shit that any Arsenal player surely feels right now. Look, if he's not going to sign for Everton Football Club, fine. Everton need to move on. We need a right back. I mean, you could argue we also need a left back now as well, but we definitely need a right back. I don't think we can go into the season with Seamus Coleman, John Joe Kenny, knowing that players like Mason Holgate and Ben Godfrey have had to fill in there over the years. It's just not been good enough. You know, Mason Holgate is not a right back. Ben Godfrey is certainly not a right back. That was his weaker position out of all of the ones he did. He was absolutely solid at left back, which I'm less worried about as a result. And John Joe Kenny and John Joe's not good enough. Simple. And Seamus Coleman is just his best years behind him. There's no criticism of Coleman now. I actually think he started the season really well, but there's no doubt Everton, for 4th year running now, need a right back. And it does look like, again, if we're going to get one, it's going to be another loan. So this isn't a case of we've gone out, we've found these right backs, we've scouted them all summer, we've gone to sign them early. We haven't done that. You know, we've been linked with Buta, we've been linked with Patterson. It wouldn't surprise me if you see Everton put a 3rd bid in tonight, just out of desperation. You know, you've seen us get linked with other right-backs. Maitland-Niles was, you know, there was rumours he wanted to play centre-back rather than centre midfield rather than right-back. Again, doesn't really make sense to me. So, look, all I'm thinking right now is we need a right-back, and I don't know where that's coming from. There is a few players available, and I'll get into that in just a second. I needed a wee. At least all the new subscribers know I'm straight, open and honest about fucking everything, eh? Everything. Anyway, there is a few right-backs available. One particular right-back, following the signing of Royal to Spurs, is Serge Aurier. Serge Aurier is available from Tottenham Hotspur. He's an aggressive right back. He's fairly quick. He can't defend, but he is available. Now let's just not, you know, let's not rule people out. Let's talk about them. Sergio Aurier under Rafa Benitez may well be a very different defender than the one that is currently at Spurs. You know, he may be completely different. He may actually learn to defend. You know, we've seen it time and time again, where Rafa Benitez appears to be able to make average to shit players look good to excellent. You know, Iwobi's a prime example of that. So I wouldn't be concerned Everton signing any right back. You know, there is right backs out there that are available. We've got to sign one. And if he may potentially be the only option, just go and fucking sign him. Just go and sign him. We haven't even been linked with him, so this is just me surmising a name. But I know, point blank, he is available because they have just signed one. So, look, we need a right back. Find one, Everton. Just fucking find one. We then go over to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz. Apparently, Everton are still negotiating for this kid. It looks like typical Everton. They've put all their eggs into this basket and they've left it right until the last minute. And again, I get it this time round because we didn't have the money. We've not had the money. We knew that we'd have to wait to try and get players like Moise Kean, James Rodriguez off the books. And that's taken a long time. Moise Kean's ended the last couple of days of the transfer window. James Rodriguez now doesn't even appear to be leaving. So I understand why we've had to wait so long for this deal. But what's going on with this deal is the fact that they keep rejecting it. If they keep rejecting it, Everton need to move on because, again, they need a winger. Now, I think there is a surprise signing somewhere. I really do. I really just have this weird feeling that Everton are going to go and get a surprise signing. My worry is that's Ross Barkley. I don't know why. I literally have no reason to think that. But it's just sort of like a really weird feeling. The one I'd like Everton to just go and make a massive loan move for is Callum Hudson-Odoi. That would be the one because, you know, it looks like he not necessarily is interested in moving. Maybe he wants to play first team football. Literally, Callum Hudson-Odoi probably plays every single game for Everton. You know, he walks in that side. He's a player that solves every problem. Everton is an attractive enough club for Chelsea to say, right, at least we know he's going to be playing decent football under a decent manager. That's not an option. They're not going to see us as a title rival because we're not a title rival. So, you know, if Everton were to stick their balls on the line and say, right, we'll give you £5 or £6 million as a loan fee for Callum Hudson-Odoi, and we want him for a season with no obligation to buy, no option, we just want him for a year, why fucking not? Why not go and get someone like that? I'm not saying it's possible. I'm not. I'm just saying be bold, be brash, try and make an approach like that. You know, there is players out there who are going to struggle for games in the Premier League, and Callum Hudson-Odoi fits that box. Unfortunately, so does Ross Barkley, and that is an issue because that's a player we do not want. Another player that I'm surprised we haven't been linked with late on is Max Aarons, because Norwich money. I do suspect that Norwich are a team that Max Aarons could potentially negotiate with. Everton don't need to go and spend £30 million on a winger. They don't. They could go and get a loan for someone just to sort of fill in the boxes. I'm more comfortable with the players we've got available on the wing than I am a right back. Go and get Max Aarons. Go and approach Norwich. Say, right, we'll give you £30 million. We can give you 10, 15 up front, and the rest we can pay next season. Doesn't matter what. Just go and get me a solid right back. But there is wingers available. Neres is available for Ajax. He's also been linked with a move to the Premier League. Not with Everton, though. You know, Ajax are trying to get this kid off the books. Not because he's not very good, but because they just have got too many players in that position. You know, he hasn't played loads of games. Go and get a player like that. And then, of course, Everton have been linked with Solomon Rondon, and that deal looks like it's going to happen. It looks like Rondon's going to have to come to some financial agreement, which look, from texts I've received, and I mean, fuck, I'm not in the know. I'm not fucking hell. But from some texts I've received from people that apparently are in the know, apparently that agreement has been met, and it looks like it could be 50% of his wages, 50% of the agreed amount, because he's owed a bonus, I believe, or some form of financial incentive, which he is owed. And he hasn't been paid, so I think he's prepared to take half of it. Fair enough. Solomon Rondon, for me, he adds, I'm not going to say Premier League quality because I don't know. You know, he's gone and played in China. He's obviously played for Newcastle and West Brom in the Premier League, so he knows the Premier League, but I don't know what Rondon we're getting. He's 31 years old. He knows where the goal is. He's scored goals wherever he's been. His last season at Newcastle, he scored 11 and got 7 assists. This is a kid who can score goals, and he's very combative, but he's good with the fans. He's the sort of person that will buy into Everton. He appears to be a leader. He appears to be someone, you know, who will have put a boot in if needed. You know, I remember him playing for West Brom against Everton in 2017. West Brom lost 3-0. He walks over, gives his shirt to an Everton fan because something happened. He gives his shirt to an Everton fan. I mean, if ever there's a player that makes a gesture that and gets a club, potentially, it's Solomon Rondon. So I remember when he broke, I can't remember if it was Coleman's or McCarthy's leg, but it was a complete accident, and he cried. He cried on the pitch. So this is a guy that I think fits the bill. This is a guy that I think could walk in and do a good job for Everton. And I expect that signing to be announced probably before 11 o'clock, because I think Everton have got some fucking serious work to do. for a right back. We all thought we were going to get Maitland-Niles. I spoke to John earlier. He thought we were going to get Maitland-Niles. That transfer doesn't appear to be happening. Everton have to move on now, and if they don't move on, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle to push on that right-hand side of the pitch, because it is a weak point. It is a weak point. The whole right-hand side really is a weak point. On a positive for some fans, let's talk about the positive. It does look, or appear like James Rodriguez will remain an Everton player. It looks like James Rodriguez cannot meet or get an agreement with Porto. AC Milan don't want him because of his wage and apparently his fitness. Scares the shit out of me. The fact that not only did his national team say he was unfit, but AC Milan are saying they don't think he's fit. That concerns me. I mean, what the fuck's that about? Why would Everton put them... Why would Carlo Ancelotti put Everton in that situation to go and get a player that is unfit? Doesn't make sense to me. And if this kid can't get fit in a Rafa Benitez side, I don't know how much he's going to play. Anyway, he could stay, which means we're going to see him in a blue shirt. Whether you see that as a positive or a negative at this point, that's up to you. Another player that hasn't been linked away, but I'm slightly surprised hasn't, is Tom Davies. I thought someone would make a move for Tom Davies, but it appears, if it's true about Andre Gomez going to Benfica, then it looks like Tom Davies will remain an Everton player and play some Carabao Cup games, I suspect. In terms of where we're light, I think we're light in central midfield now. I think we certainly still need a winger. We need a striker, but I think that's been addressed. We need a right back. People are saying we need a left back now because Nkunku's gone out. I don't necessarily think we do, because I think Ben Godfrey was absolutely phenomenal at left back, and keeping Branthwaite means we've got a centre back alternative if we need an extra man in the middle there. So not worried about the left back situation, but certainly right back. I think we need a quality right back, and we haven't got one, and that's really concerning. So that's my thoughts anyway, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Have a glorious evening. I don't know when this video out. It's going to be about 7:30, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Peace.